Man, this Thanksgiving, white folks got a lot of explaining to do. Ain't that right? Huggy Dove and Swift. Man, it's like, yo, man, who's the real immigrants? Who's at Admiralty Law? Who is really at sea? You know what I'm saying? There's some serious things going on in the world. A lot of wars been happening and shit. Bombs been getting dropped on countries. You know, I'm talking about Hiroshimas and stuff, man. Crazy shit going on. Earthquakes happening out of nowhere with people. It's just extra things was happening. And I'm not saying that all white folks. Part of it because there's some conscious, very smart, and heartfelt Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? And they're not the ones that's in America. There's some of them that's in America, but a lot of them are not. But the ones in America, man, we got some explaining to do, man. Because it's like, are you an Admiralty Law or what? I mean, I understand, you know, it's kind of hard. Because now it's kind of looking like a little obsessiveness. You know, you left your place to go to somebody else's place, and now you're staying in their place. And it's like their place was like already built up, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I'm like, you know, so if you have a nationality, then why don't you go and visit your nationality instead of just being in somebody's place? I mean, I noticed that around the world. Even in Hawaii, man, it's like, you know that the Hawaiians were here first, right? They had a language, a name for all kind of things, you know what I'm saying? Birds and all of that stuff. Right? So it's like, you know, before they got here, and it was crazy how they pulled up on the boats because they was looking kind of straggly a little bit. So said the Hawaiians. You know what I mean? Like, man, it was just kind of straggly looking. They took the big one. Yeah, they were straggly looking, man. And the ones didn't want to leave to go back, but they had to go back to where they were. And why? You look at some of the logs and say that, damn, man, these shits was full of like, well, it's not, you know, just not wanting to go back to the cold waters. That shit could have been hell, shit. You know what I mean? Discovering the world where it's very sunny and tropical. You know, the vibration is pretty much on the aloha, which is a high vibratorial loving frequency, you know, and that's been kind of taken away from Hawaii, which is Hawaii is the breath, that's secure breath. This is an ancient Hebrew. That's what that is. So it happens to be this. You can just, you know, put this over in the Hawaiian language as well. It's not like completely a written dialect or whatnot, but you know, just take it as it goes. Right? So yeah, man, it's a serious situation. We're looking at it like, you know, in the wisdom cipher, which is the truth, you know, the truth or the square. The truth is within the square, basically the answer, the equality to it all. You know, just being wise to things that exist, to the whole cipher, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Everything that exists within self, which the Creator gave to you. But yeah, man, we gotta try to see what's up. Who's the real immigrants at this point, you know? Is there an obsession going on because these people can't leave from lands? They can be like they chose to move around, you know, because treaties occurred and things of that nature. But a lot of wars went down, and a lot of natural people were taken advantage of. Even so, they had a dictatorship in their own land. Who's to say what they're supposed to do across the Atlantic? You know, and we had trouble in the homeland. Nagas couldn't even eat a certain way. You know what I mean? Couldn't even drink from a certain kind. Couldn't use a certain thing. Yeah, baby. Coming up. So it's really crucial to, you know, to acknowledge these things, because these are the things that mothers don't want to, you know, they just want to sweep under the rug. They don't want to acknowledge this and see, oh, what's going on? What's really happening? And what really went down? And why you can't really allow us to have some space to ourselves, to sit back and, you know, to heal. And this is why I'm telling you right now, as far as like revealing to you, that senior retention is pretty much the only way that you can go ahead and get this, get that understanding, and get that superb, you know what I'm saying, perception of things. Because without it, man, you'll be really low. And being low, man, it's like, you know, it's hard to get back up to a certain point where you can think on that correct level. You know, you're drawing more much, you kind of walk up, you kind of feel entitled to say something, you kind of know not to at the same time. But that's where entitlement issues come in now, because there's some things to explain. It's like, you know, you gotta explain something. What went down? What really is going on? You know, history. You gotta talk about this. They want the votes. They want to say niggas is this, that, and the third, and I talk about reparations. We don't really need no reparations, but we just need our shit, and we can build on it. And it's not about begging for your shit back. You can't beg a bully for your shit back if you're in a narcissistic government. So you're gonna beg a narcissist for something back, Basically, you have to leave a narcissist. I guess you have to sign some papers and be like, narcissist, I'm leaving you. This is divorce papers. And I'm taking everything with me too, like how the woman did when they figured out how to take the stuff from the man, you know what I'm saying? When they divorced his ass. Because that was hate upon their culture. We took upon that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was gaslighted upon us, projected upon us their hate that they have for their significant others, man. So when they wanted to break up, they did divorces, And a divorce is like, I don't want to do with you no more, but I'm going to take things that you made up and I'm going to use them to my advantage now. And that's what happened with them. Our women kind of took into play and roll with that. And see, it's really no happiness involved with it. But they'll have to go through the whole little cycle and figure it out. The single intention, you put it on track. They have no choice but to go with it. They sit back with the money, fuck machines, the AI fuck machines too. They'll have it. I'm drawing ones in. They're going to probably feel entitled to say something. And I kind of don't like that. I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? But when they say, you want to others, you want others to do unto you, when you're dealing with somebody else on a certain vibration, they may not feel the same way you feel. They may feel like they want you to kind of bother them. That's why they bother you. Because they want to feel like they exist, you know what I mean, in a certain form of fashion. They kind of want you to do certain things. You know what I mean? So yeah, and as I understand, as I travel the world and I see, niggas don't really go places like that. But we're the most looked at all over, man. That's just plain and simple. You're the most looked at. And that's why I say a lot of white folks got a lot of explaining to do. And some hidden niggas also got some explaining to do. And this is why it's important to be by yourself and for us to get time to ourselves to heal again. And if they don't honor that, then we gotta have something that'll be able to check them from that. But if you can't do it, then what does that mean? That means that you're basically taking advantage of. You know what I'm saying? I mean that you're basically taking advantage of, and they just basically ruling you and have control over whatever the fuck they want from you. It means like you ain't shit, man. Unless it's that. Is it that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta allow everybody that want to be separate and go over to a certain point and go over here. Get standing there, and everybody's on a level playing field. And we can choose to trade if we want to. Because last I seen, there weren't food getting shipped in from that. Maybe other resources, but shit. You don't see Bush publicly owning shit like that. We know they're in Texas, man. We already had it. We already had everything up and running. We already learned the shit. We know how to recycle, So yeah, man. It's a lot of explaining to do this Thanksgiving. Because a monk can't even leave. I ain't talking about the Amish. They was paying their dues and shit like that, but they slid in. But yeah, nobody else in no other parts of the world, they can't never leave. And there must be some special people that they can't leave from, that they have to be there all the time, or allow their offspring or people that kind of resemble them to go to that land and kind of set up shop and build up on it or whatever. It's kind of like being taken over, invaded, I ain't even saying colonizers, just invaded. So if you want something, y'all good? I'm gonna put it down. Y'all good? Yeah, so with that being said, man, it's a lot of explaining to do here. A lot of explaining to do. And then a lot of allowing. A lot of wars, a lot of Nagas died, a lot of not cuts died. Diseases and things came. Just from people alone, beings alone, a disease came. And it kind of wiped out some people that weren't immune to it. The stronger ones became immune because the Most High made it as such. However, though, a lot of mothers didn't make it. And they killed mothers by force from certain people, But they were all a special type of people, else they wouldn't be targeted. And it was already known about where their whereabouts were in the world. So when they sent these beings out, you call them Satan, Devil, whatever you want to call them, to go and search and find and set up and invade in those places, they already had maps that known about these things. So that's what I'm saying. From their perspective, they got some explaining to do. To not, even more so. And not just not regular conspiracy theory clips. None of that. Hey, I love y'all. Get your fruits, berries, and your melons up, you know what I'm saying? Train, getting that sun. Also, you know, shoot, definitely get your semen attention up. Your semen segment. So, celibacy season. That's the celibacy season. That's the way to go. Alright, with that being said, I love y'all. And I'll do it in the next one. Here y'all go.